Hello, namaste, and welcome in the series of cybersecurity. This side is Meena, and today I will discuss about what are the top cloud security and why do hackers trying to perform attack on clouds, and is that any opportunity for so let's start today's session. As we know, the growth in the cloud is rapidly growing. It's just increasing year by year, and in 2020 it was just 50% its increase. That's not a small number. Think for a moment, this is not just related to the companies that's having business in IT only. No, the industries, the companies from different industries, they are adopting it because they don't want to put their effort, their mental power just behind to establishing the very heavy or advanced infrastructure for IT enabled service. Okay, so they just are using ready-made available cloud services, whether that's platform based or infrastructure based or the application based or software based. Clear? So it's just growing with a rapid pace, and the collaborated services on cloud based it just increased 600 times. Oh my god, it's 600% growth in this uh, cloud computing. That's a huge. Now the question comes, why the hackers are performing attack on it, and what are the security issues that lies in cloud computing. Yeah. If we think what exactly is the cloud computing, just think for a moment in a very simple perspective. We have a laptop, a desktop, a server for personal use. It is having the resources, whether storage, whether that's computing resources, or whether that's networking resources, or many other kind of resources it is having. It is also having the operating system on it, the software which is essential, and the application that we need to perform our task. So cloud computing is the collectively using all these resources and giving services, giving a share or slice or piece of those resources to the um, client or to the user or to the tenant, we can say. Okay, and how vulnerable is our system, our network is the similar way the attacks are possible on cloud as well, and attack surface is just very wide as compared to the normal infrastructure of a company. Why is it is because it is just giving access to many users around the world. Clear? And if any kind of loophole, any kind of vulnerabilities exist, whether that's on at infrastructure layer or on the and platform layer or at the application layer, if any vulnerabilities exist, hackers always on the hunt to find it out and exploit those vulnerability and perform an attack and get the valuable information or data or the resources which they need to perform the attack, and they will use those weaknesses or vulnerabilities for their own purpose or to damage the other company. Clear? So what are the those possible issues we can say lies on the particular cloud computing. First of all, you can see here the data breaches. Yeah, it is very possible because we are if we are not using the proper identity management, who is accessing the data, then definitely the breaches are possible. Or at the time of when we are accessing the data, it is possible. Yeah. Or when we are connecting with the cloud, if the APIs is not properly configured or it's not secure, we are not using the encrypted method to transfer the information or to access the cloud, and then definitely there is the huge possibility of the performing the attack. Another is system vulnerability. As I discussed, vulnerabilities can be lies on the hardware basis, on the operating system basis, or the on applications. They will just always in the hunt of trying to find it out. Another is account and service hijacking. Definitely they can just do it, they can steal the information about the credential and then they can use it, or whatever the services we are using, even they can also hijack it. Okay. And one very important is insider threat. If the hacker, we can say, is also inside it, it's very difficult to uh, to secure our data, because that person knows about everything inside. They know where the data lies, where the critical information lies, who is having access on it. So it's very uh, dangerous kind of attack. Okay. Another thing is advanced persistent threats. There are the threats that are really very hard to detect, because they can convert the the attacks can convert itself in a normal traffic, in the legitimate kind of traffic, and the information they are stealing from our company, and they can exfiltrate it and send to the hackers. It is very possible. And sometimes companies more than 200 days they don't know if some kind of attack happen on their networks or on their clouds as well. Okay, so that's very much possible. Malware injection, some malicious code they can execute and they can exploit whatever they want. Data loss is another kind of security issues. If we are not handling the security in a proper sequential, in a broad way, then definitely what the important data we are having on cloud, it can be in the hand of hackers and they can use against us. Okay. And insufficient due diligence, proper right to the have access on the resources, on the data, if we will not handle it, then it will be a problem. Might be we have given some resources, a resource access to a person which they need not, and if they will if the hackers, for example say hacker will steal the credential of that person, then definitely they can use and get the information what they want. Okay. Or even a person can also, if that's an insider hackers, or a unsatisfied employee, they can also use against that company. Clear. Or proper IP protection, the IP addresses we are using. If the hacker just normally they just come to know what's the IP addresses they are using, it's make their job easy to perform. And so the proper, say, just use the VPN to access your data over the cloud, or just to use encryption method when it is just transferring the data, or just we are having the data over the cloud, encrypt it. Okay. Or if any vulnerabilities lies over the cloud services, then they can also abuse it. Another is DOS attack. A cloud provider having the lot of resources and giving those access, resources access to the multiple clients. Okay. And for a company, for example, if they are having a server which is accessible by so many users, and they are just say share market they are having, and they perform some cloud, they just perform some uh, manipulation or some analytics or over the cloud, and if those kind of attack will happen, then how big damage they can perform. Okay. Or any commercial site if that exists on the cloud, the servers they are using over the cloud, and if those attack will happen, they can lose a lot of financial benefit. Okay, and vulnerability caused by shared technologies. Sometimes uh, we are using multiple clouds for different services. Okay, and we also give uh, some kind of sharing, and if that's not properly managed, there can be vulnerability lies over there. Clear? And the communication with your cloud service providers, if that's not properly, that's not encrypted, that's not well managed, security issues may lie, but definitely there will be huge damage to your data. So there are many kind of issues that can lies on the cloud, and this will give you a lot of headache being a security professionals as well. Clear? And now this question comes: think for a cybersecurity lot of opportunities. They need the professional who can secure their data, their infrastructure, their application, their software, and they are not finding well equipped, we can say, well skilled professionals to provide the security over the cloud. And here is the opportunity lies for you. Become a wonderful security professionals, and then you will really be able to encash those kind of opportunities. Okay, and in the next uh, sorry, follow me on the first of all, you need to follow me on the cybersecurity prism, then you will get the notification for the next interesting and informative session. Also share that session with your friends and group members as well, so that they will be able to understand what exactly the threats belongs to cloud computing, and what type of damages they can do over the cloud. And definitely this the opportunities being a cyber